do you get per year?
I did work last years before coming to Japan in Switzerland, so that can go a little bit up like to 36 days for Japanese people. And getting is hardest them, because and if I could give advice.
Thank you for your time. I'm Yuto. What is your name?
Philip. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Portugal. Yeah.
Are you traveling in Japan?
I do. I'm working with the working holiday visa, but of course, the purpose is also to enjoy, to see Japan. So every time I can, to go around to see Japan, beautiful country.
Yes. How many days do you plan to stay?
So actually, the plan now is to one more month in Okinawa. Really, I had to try to explore all the points of the island and all the amazing beaches around.
And I will ask you some question about work environment in your country. And are you unemployed or self-employed?
I work in my country, so now. So right now I don't have a job there, but before I left to come to vacations, I was working in hospitality.
Hospitality?
Yeah, I was working in a luxury hotel, like in Europe. Yeah.
Okay. What is your job right now?
So I was a receptionist.
In Japan, the law ensures a minimum of 10 paid holidays per year. After 6 months of starting a job, but many people don't take them all due to high pressure. How many paid holidays do you get per year? And what is the legal minimum in your country?
Okay, so actually in Europe that can depend. So in Portugal I have around 30 days vacations per year. Of course that depends, it can change from company to company, we'll say around that. I did work last years before coming to Japan in Switzerland, so that can go a little bit up to 36 days per year. So it's good conditions, and you work hard, also have some days per year to go out, to enjoy, and to take some rest.
What do you do with that?
They try that depends. They try to have some more full vacations, let's say 1 full week. So I really try to go abroad to another country. That depends, if not possible to go fully far away, to be nearby. If not, just to go on a weekend, but anyway in another city, even close by, but to see different things, just to take a rest really from your environment. Yeah, I think I like to do. I think that works good. Yeah.
Okay. Do you get them immediately after joining the company, or after some months since joining the company?
So all that to work in Europe, I really don't know how that works here. It's so it's really under contract. Of course, since you sign and start to work, so we have these days per year. And of course, it's up to you to organize with the company when you want to use your days. Of course, normally it's after some months, so you get some days to enjoy. But so you can arrange with the company to actually just start to work and have some vacations. It's also possible. If it's not really officially, but also depends when it's busy and it's less busy. So you and the company, your managers will try to figure out when you can really enjoy your days, where it's the better for both an employee and the employer.
Most Japanese people don't use them all, but do you have to use them all within a year?
I do prefer, that can happen sometimes, not use all of it, but I do if I can. I do prefer, because of course it's a personal thing, but I like to have this balance, so sometimes work can be difficult, of course, working hard, sometimes, and I do even if sometimes I don't have really plans for my vacations, but I'd like to get my days really to rest, to enjoy a little bit by yourself. And I think it's important to after to gain some motivation again, to go back to work and try to do your best. I think that is important. And so if I can, normally I try to enjoy all the days. Yeah.
In 2019, the government required people to take 5 days of a part of work reforms in Japan, but it's often difficult to take them all at once. In the end, most people end up taking 1 day at the time throughout the year. What do you think about this compared to your country?
I don't know, it's very different cultures, so it's difficult really to. I think that depends. I think back in Europe it's also possible. Sometimes not possible, to take everything in once. But I think people should try to do it. People really feels a right So people again, I think they will really try to enjoy. Of course, like if you can 5 days to enjoy a week, resting, enjoying the sun. Please do it. Try to do it. Try to fight for it.
Okay. Do you usually take them all at once, or is it common to split them up?
No, it's very common to split. Yeah, of course, yes. Some of them more together, to have more rest. But also it can happen sometimes, just one day, after one day, that can also happen. Yeah, but again, of course, if I can more days together, share it. Of course, it depends on the moment, on the work. Yeah, I'll spend on a lot of things. But yeah, definitely I will try. Yeah.
Has your boss ever discussed it or complain your vacation plans with you, or is there any pressure to apply them?
So I will not always work in hospitality. Hospitality can be difficult because let's say summer is really busiest period. So of course if you like to have for vacations in summer, so for sure you need to discuss with your manager. Of course you can apply for your vacations in summer, but yeah, it's not really whenever I would like to see with the managers when and how many days really to have this discussion if you want to try it. So yeah, of course that happens to really check with the managers when you apply for vacations. Of course you have the right to apply all year, really up to you, but of course needs to be approved, and to be approved of course you need to I need to make an agreement with your boss when they can switch the company as well. Yeah.
It's communicate.
Yeah, exactly. I think yeah, it is important now to see where it can suit both, and not really let's try to enjoy, and this is the best moment for everyone. Yeah.
Do people often use their paid holidays to traveling abroad?
Yeah, it's very very common, so you work, you work for it, you work to make some money. So of course, and after I'm going vacation. So yeah, I think for me personally, I'd like to save some money, from my payroll, precisely to try to enjoy abroad and to see new things. Of course, it really depends on everyone, of course. But me personally, it's really I do prefer. One of my goals when I save money is pretty much I really like to try to travel as much as I can. Yeah.
Do your boss contact you about work while you're on vacation? And do you have to deal with it?
I mean, it's not really mandatory. It doesn't happen that often, unfortunately. And but for example, I do know if that happens, it's really urgent matter. So I don't mind to reply and to take sometimes, just it's not I'll go back to work, but at least to just communicate, to try to explain on my side what's actually happened, to make the things that work, and even for my colleagues to go smooth as So I don't mind, but I do know also, will be really in a urgent case if that happens. They really will not contact me for no reason. So it's okay. It's not it's not. Yeah. So it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. And do you have sick leaves in your country laws or in your company? What would happen if you take sick leaves 1 month or 2 months? Could it affect your promotion or evolution?
It can happen. These situations actually can happen, but of course, if that happens very often, I think for sure the company will not see you. I don't know, as maybe a value member or maybe someone they can trust. So it can be difficult if you of course spend a lot of time in sick leaves, So but of course, but depending on the situation, of course, if you're really something that happened to you was a big case, I think people also understand, But of course, you spend let's say in your full year, you have two months of sick leave. You work 2 months, you have 2 months of sick leave. Of course, I also understand it's difficult for the company to trust on you on that case, So
in Japan, if we sick leave or get the flu, we have to use paid holidays, and we only had paid holidays for about 10 days, so it will reduce even further. What do you think about this compared to your country?
Well, so if you are sick, you need to use your holidays. Oh, I think it's quite bad, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I think people get sick, so people get sick. And this matter that actually works in Europe, actually you're I really don't have. So I think it is very good. So in Japan, I think it's quite hard, if you are sick, then you're really sick. Of course, it's normally not motivated to go to work. And what you do? You go work sick, and you use your holidays. After you use your holidays, so can't really rest when you should. So yeah, I think maybe difficult for me. It'll be difficult to adapt, you know.
And how many hours do you work per day, and how many days do you work per week?
So as per contracts, so normally you work 5 days. 5 days and run 9 hours per day. Yeah, 9 hours per day. But of course, yeah, that again I work in hospitality. Of course, you know, it's busy. It can happen you work like 6 days per week, and you can do like some overtime. But after, like, if you work like an extra day, so after you'll recover that extra day. And of course, under every extra hour, so of course it's paid monthly. So it's okay. Yeah, but normally it's per contract, like 5 days. And really the hours can change, yeah, but it's between 8-9 hours per day, yeah.
And how often do you work overtime, and how many hours in a day?
Honestly, how I said before, so I'd like to have this, sometimes it's important to work hard, but I'd like to have some work balance in the daily. So for example, I can happen to work like 2 extra hours, maybe 3. But really like in exception, you know, an exceptional day when it's really, really busy with a lot of situations going on. Yeah, but that can happen, but not daily, of course. So like really an exception. If not, like, yeah, maybe normally maybe 1 extra hour, but never more than that for sure. So more often there'll be like around 1 hour, and some exceptions, the exceptionally days, yes, I can make 2-3 hours, but never more than that. I've never thought I need to go home, take my rest, you know, and to enjoy the rest of my day. I think, yeah, that is important too.
That's important.
Yeah.
Are there laws regulating overtime in your country?
Yeah, there is laws, but yeah, but of course after like there is some laws to rate like the pay or many hours should be, but it's true is the subject was very relative. I don't know. There is laws, but it's not really like people really care, you know, especially in hospitality. But still like. Okay, like, yeah, I really don't think we do a lot of extra hours like in Japan, because Japan I met some people think can be quite crazy about extra hours. So I think like in Europe still very more control, like even our philosophy, like again that takes just a couple of hours and like say goodbye, basta, you know, I go home, you know. I don't think here like it's the same case, you know, so it's okay.
I agree. In Japan, one of the reasons for frequent overtime is it's often difficult to leave until your senior or co-worker leaves. How is it in your country, and is there any pressure to leave the company on times when you finish working?
No, look, yeah, so no, I think that there is any kind of pressure. I think like, let's say for example, actually if they need you to stay, of course it's up to you to see if it's busy, if you can help your colleagues to say like I can stay. But it's more like normally if they need you to stay, to ask you if you can to stay. Because like normally if you finish at one time, so you have the right to go home at that time, you know, so they will I need to ask you, and you like if you accept it, of course it's up to you. But again, after like normally I do, especially of course that it can also change person to person, but me personally like, I feel free when I'm doing overtime. Like if I feel tired, if I go home to see my manager and say, look, I'm going home, you know, because I mean I'm already they finish my shifts, I'm doing some overtime to help. At some point, you know, but I do feel free like to say like any kind of, there's no any kind of pressure. It's like I'm going home, you know, so yeah, that can happen.
In Japan, there's also a practice called unpaid work overtime, which employed do not get paid for working an additional 15 or 30 minutes, or sometimes some hours. A survey shows that about 40% of people in Japan work on average of 18 hours of unpaid overtime per month. But how is it in your country? Is there any customs like unpaid overtime?
No, I think like, yeah, every time like actually it's count for the moment you tag in and you tag out from work. But yeah, like after really can depend as well. Yeah, but normally it's really not unpaid, you know. Of course sometimes as I said, exceptionally like you work more 10 minutes once, actually don't get paid. That maybe can happen, but normally no. Now like if it's 10 minutes, you work 10 minutes, when it's work 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, after the manager like they count out the total of the hours, and you'll get actually the partially money for your overtime. You know, so about that, I think there is not a lot of problems about that. It's not like a really unpaid situation. Yeah.
Okay. In Japan, there's an expectation to sacrifice personal time for the sake of booting to the company. Have a similar scene of loyalty, desire to boot to companies in your country?
Yeah, of course. It's not all the time, but that happens. Like if you are, I think if you're in a company, you really feel like comfortable, and you like your team, and you like your manager, and you like the service that you give to people. So I think sometimes it's normal to have also this feeling to be loyal and to try to do your best, for the company as well. So that can happen. Of course, I think it doesn't happen with all company you work in your life, but I think I feel like look what you are doing, where you are working. So that can happen. Yeah, you can feel it. Yeah.
Okay, this is the last question. Thank you. And what are your thoughts on the Japanese work culture and the way Japanese people work compared to your country?
I mean, I would say like when work with Japanese people, it's very impressive. I like how Japanese can be so focused, like for their goals, for their mentality, and to really do the job well done. I think like it's very good mentality, very good mindset. After like for me about the previous questions, I think it's more difficult is about the balance, the work balance. I think sometimes they do forget they're so focused on the work, they do forget to enjoy their life. And that, of course, normally it's easy to get tired very easy, to lose motivation very easy. So it's what I think maybe is more difficult for Japanese people. And do get impressed about the way they work. But for example, I couldn't not work as hard as them, because again, I think it's important to have some balance. And if I could give advice, it will be of course, work hard, be focused, but sometimes, try to get some balance for your life. So I think it's important to work every day, motivated, So.
Okay, that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you too.
Thank you.